Dear Alexander, 4 on achievement versus fulfillment. Now I got this idea from Tony Robbins, so that's where this thought came from. Here's a quote from him. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure in life. The worst advice you can get is go achieve all your goals. Most people do that and they go, is that all there is? What you have to find out is what's going to fulfill you. And this is a story that Tony told on a Tim Ferriss podcast that resonated deeply with me and inspired me to write this. Robin Williams was a master of achievement. Everybody comes to Hollywood with big dreams, and this guy did it. He wanted his own TV show, he did it. He wanted the #1 show, people said no way. He did that. He wanted to have a beautiful family, he did it. Then he said he wanted more money than he could spend. He did that too. Then he said, this is enough, I want to make movies, not just TV shows. He did it. Then he said, I want to win an Academy Award for not being funny, his #1 natural talent and skill. He did that. He said he wanted to make the whole world laugh and love him, and he did it. And then he hung himself. Hung himself in his own home, leaving hundreds of millions who loved him, but most importantly, his children, his wife, and his family. How do you explain that? Tony says, I'll tell you how I'll explain that. The worst advice a person ever got, that achievement was more important than fulfillment. It's the biggest fucking lie on the planet. And if you get it, if you wake up to it, you can actually have a life that is so rich and beautiful. But the only way you can do that is you got to understand this brain inside our head is over 2 million years old. This 2 million year old brain was not designed to make you happy. It was designed to make you survive. Whenever you're suffering, that survival software is there. And the reason you're suffering is because you're focused on yourself. You're obsessing over yourself. When I heard that the first time, listening to him say that on Tim Ferriss's podcast, I got chills. It really deeply resonated with me. I'm like, it kind of like an epiphany moment, like, whoa. Am I focusing on too much on achievement? I think so. Am I gonna get to the end of the road and am I gonna reflect on my life and I've realized that I've focused too much on achievement rather than chasing what actually fulfills me deep inside my heart and soul and mind. I got chills hearing it the first time because I realized he's right. I realized a part of me is chasing achievement. And a part of me, more in the past, I was chasing achievement even more. Alexander, if you become inattentive and lazy through the journey of achievement, of your success, you have the potential to go down an empty, shallow path that leaves your pockets deep, but your heart and soul empty. Now that's the most extreme picture I'm painting for myself, for you. To attempt to mitigate that suffering, here are 3 thought patterns to be conscious of. Suffering comes from 3 thought patterns, and again, these are not my ideas. I'm simply summarizing, interpreting, and adding my own spin on Tony's. Suffering comes from 3 things. #1, loss. If you're in a situation where you believe that someone did something, the government, your friend, a co-worker, your kid, your family, whoever, and because they did that, you lost an opportunity, you lost respect, you lost anything. That illusion of loss is where we suffer, and it is unconsciously, even when it's not conscious, because we are obsessing about ourselves. #2, less. If you did something, I did something, you failed to do something as a friend, I failed to do something for you, as a result, either of us starts thinking we have less respect, less love, less joy, less opportunity, less of something because our expectations weren't met. And then you're going to suffer as a result of those let down expectations. You're going to manufacture those emotions that make you crazy, like resentment. #3, never. The worst thing is when you start thinking, because you did this, or because I did this, because of that, we will never have something again. Then people get crazy inside. The antidote to that suffering is appreciation. It's getting outside of yourself, finding something to appreciate, because we get so upset about everything and anything. Trade your expectations for appreciation, and your whole life changes in that moment. Alexander, if you stay aware and grounded to the why behind your intent, you will maneuver through the art of fulfillment and achievement with grace and effortlessness. I can't say that word. But it's going to be obviously a lot of struggle through that as well. It's not as, I wrote grace and effortless, and it's going to be challenging as well. It's okay to want nice things. It's okay to want others to like, respect, and admire you. Know when you've gone too far and check yourself when you've stepped over the line. Your life will be a constant effort to balance the two extremes so you can find equilibrium between achievement and fulfillment. You may stray every now and again, but I have a feeling you'll always come back to your peace. Achievement versus fulfillment.